The faster you try to impress people, the faster they start losing respect for you. Not because success is unattractive, but because people can always sense when someone is trying too hard to be seen. And effort that is meant to impress rarely looks powerful. It looks desperate. You see this everywhere. Someone meets a new group of people. Within minutes they begin listing achievements, where they've been, what they own, who they know, how successful they are becoming. Nothing they say is technically wrong, but something about the energy feels forced. The conversation slowly shifts. People stop leaning in. They listen politely, but internally they've already made a quiet judgment. Think about the last time you saw this happen. Someone trying too hard to prove themselves. Maybe they talked about money too quickly. Maybe they mentioned status too often. Or maybe they constantly reminded everyone how different they were. You've seen it before. And if we're being honest, most people don't realize when they're doing it themselves. Here is the silent rule most people never talk about. Respect grows from observation, not self-promotion. People trust what they discover more than what they are told. When someone constantly announces their value, it creates a subtle psychological contradiction. Because real value tends to move quietly, think about the most respected person in a room. They rarely introduce themselves with a performance. They don't rush to display proof. They simply exist in a way that allows others to notice. This is where many people misunderstand social status. They believe respect is built through visibility, so they increase volume. More talking, more proving, more displaying. But psychologically, the opposite effect happens. The more someone pushes their value into a conversation, the more the brain begins questioning it, because confidence rarely needs immediate validation. And people instinctively trust calm certainty more than loud explanation. There is another deeper layer to this rule. When someone is trying very hard to impress others, it signals something beneath the surface. It suggests that the person's self-evaluation depends heavily on external approval, and humans are extremely sensitive to this dynamic. Without realizing it, people begin to shift roles. Instead of seeing the person as an equal, they unconsciously place themselves in the position of judge. And once someone becomes the judge, respect becomes much harder to maintain. This is why the most effective people move differently. They allow their actions to arrive before their reputation does. They speak normally. They behave normally. They don't rush to establish their importance, because they understand something simple. Respect that grows slowly usually lasts longer, and attention that is forced to quickly usually fades just as fast. So instead of trying to impress every room you enter, let people observe you long enough to decide for themselves. Observation builds credibility. Performance often destroys it. Remember this silent rule. The moment you stop trying to impress people is usually the moment they begin respecting you. Because real presence doesn't need an announcement. It only needs time to be noticed. Save this. Most people learn this rule too late.